If there was a way I could laugh harder at or be more completely amused with the magazine cover of Meghan and Harry, with Meghan standing in front of him with white pants on and Harry's shoulders streaking down like rounded shoulders like mine, like a woman, and a little head to be made her height, I don't know. I think I could be just dying laughing forever. When I saw that, every sense of empathy I've ever had for her went out the window. She is truly what I thought initially, which is a malignant narcissist. You see her hair, she thinks she's J-Lo with it going out, and she's wearing big wide leg white pants, and I'm not saying that to body shame. I don't believe in making fun of people's appearance. This is not to make fun of her appearance. It's more of how she's trying to dominate him with the imagery on that cover, not how she looks. She's very beautiful, very attractive woman, whether she has allegedly fillers or not. That's why we shouldn't compare her to Kate, because it's pretty obvious Kate didn't get plastic pumped in her face, but Meghan, it looks like, allegedly did. Let's just be real. They're both very beautiful women, regardless if it was fillers or not, okay? I don't body shame. I don't shame appearance. Nothing wrong with fillers and plastic surgery, but just don't compare one who didn't do that to one who did and say, oh, she's better, for the Meghan lovers out there. So anyways, this cover basically illustrates everything I said in my very first Meghan Harry video ever. My friend Melissa brought it to my attention that everything I was saying in that video was coming true. After that first video I did about 4 years ago, I started to try to be nice, and I was very supportive of her, and I got really soft, and then I lost followers because of that, and people got pissed off at me. Well, ever since they did the Oprah interview, I've been right back on the original side I was on, which was that she's full of shit, she's going to dominate him, and basically fuck up his life. Now, is he all innocent in this? No. That's why I call him Tweedledum and she's Tweedledee. Because he's a moron and he's just going along with everything. And he's ungrateful for his family and all that, right? Didn't listen to his brother, turned his back on his own brother. So this is just as much his fault. However, I find it humorous when she talks about basically wanting a traditional setup, like, in a sense, she doesn't talk about, but her actions show that. She likes somebody to provide for her, but then she wants to dominate him. It doesn't really work that way. If you want somebody to provide for you, you kind of have to be in your feminine energy. You can't be like, this is how it is, and stand in front of your husband with him shrunken behind you to your height to look like he's this effeminate hairdresser of yours, because that's what he looks like in the picture. She basically looks like such a narcissist in this picture, like that it's all about her. He's wearing black and shrinking in the background, and she's wearing white so she can stand and look, you know, because white is a brighter color. It's like if somebody's wearing olive and the other person's wearing hot pink, right? Black and white. Black is going to go more in the background, white's going to go more in the front. So her white outfit to make her pop in the front, and he's like nothing but a hairdresser in the back with slumped in effeminate shoulders that got shaved down, by the way, a shrunken head and put at her height. She's not a tall girl, she's pretty petite. And he's not that short. I mean, we know he's much taller than her. To put a picture like that where they obviously distorted his body, I mean, give me a fucking break. Pardon my language, but give me a break. I mean, she dominates. It's very clear. Like I said in that original reading, my first intuition was spot on. She is a female Leo. This has nothing to do with background, color, where she comes from. She is a female Leo, and I knew this would happen because I'm a Virgo. Harry's a Virgo. She's a Leo, just like Jennifer Lopez. And J-Lo does it too. I'm not just calling out Meghan for it. I'm talking about Meghan because this reading is about royals. This channel is about royals because by popular demand, you guys want Naomi reads royals and celebs. Yes, sometimes I do other celebs, but mostly I talk about Harry and Meghan because that's what you guys want to hear, or William and Kate, or the Queen, you know? Andrew's kind of boring because we all know he's sociopathic, allegedly, with the kind of shit he's done. You can tell he's a sociopathic individual. But they're more fun to talk about, so we talk about them. More entertaining, right? So she is like very similar to J-Lo, except she doesn't have the talent J-Lo has, right? But she's similar. Female Leos. They like to look feminine, but they have a very masculine behavior. Just because you grow your hair long, and I say this all the time, wear tight clothes, high heels. A lot of guys misconstrue this too because people in this culture particularly are so superficial. They think feminine and masculine is appearance, when it's much more than that, especially when you're talking from the spirit world. It is an essence that you project, right? I'm in my masculine energy right now because I'm talking very assertively, tell it like it is. New York, you know, I was there 10 years. Energy. That's masculine energy, right? Has nothing to do with me cutting my hair or growing it long. She can do her big hair as much as she wants. But the fact of the matter is, she dominates her husband. She dominates him, just like J-Lo does that with all of her partners. This is why she never works out with anybody. It is Hallmark and Madonna, same thing, female Leo, you see? So it's not just about Meghan. This is also about the dark side of the sign Leo. So every sign has a positive and a negative side. Just like Virgos can be pain in the ass, uptight know-it-alls when they think, you know, when they're in their dark side. I'm a Virgo. I have no problem saying that. So I'm not just bashing Leos, right? But you combine a female Leo with a male Virgo, it never works. It never works unless he's going to be her bitch. And that's basically what we're seeing has happened. Harry is Meghan's bitch. Look at the front of that freaking cover. It's exactly what J-Lo does with all of her partners. He looks like he's shrunken in her shadow. Her hair is overtaking the whole cover. It's pretty hair, but what I'm saying is it's symbolic of what's going on. It's not to criticize appearance. She, as I said, pretty girl. Not going to sit here and stoop so low as to, this thing is a pain in the ass. We're not going to stoop so low as to criticize women's physical appearance and say they don't look good. They look good, plastic surgery or not, fillers or not, right? Okay. That's a pathetic thing to do, so don't do that in my comment sections, please. She looks good, right? But the symbolism of this is her hair is going in front of him. Her legs are going in front of him. Her stance is very masculine, right? Her legs are pulled apart. She's standing like this, and he's shrunken in the background with his sloped feminine shoulders that they shaved down. That's not an accident, and it's so sad and funny that they actually thought people would receive it well because it did a huge backlash on the two of them, and everybody laughed at them basically and said, what the fuck are these two doing? People already didn't like them because of the Oprah interview. A lot of people who supported them, like I supported them, turned on them because of that Oprah interview. Because all they did was say, Daddy didn't give us enough money. Meanwhile, they live in a $14 freaking million mansion and they're whining about money when single mothers are being evicted from their apartments in places like New York because of a pandemic. Give me a freaking break. And STFU is what I thought when I saw that. So this time cover is just another example of the original reading I did about them. The female Leo will dominate the male Virgo and he will grow to resent her. And if you switch the genders, you put a female Virgo with a male Leo, sometimes it can work. But I can tell you, honey, I've tried to deal with male Leos as a Virgo. I've tried to be supportive of them. I've tried to listen to their shit. And 9 chances out of 10, I grow resentful and get freaking sick of them. And I can honestly say it's not even in a sexual level I've ever dealt with them. It never got to that point because they pissed me off, to be quite frank. So I know exactly what the Virgo-Leo pairing does. And this is more about astrology than it is about whatever anybody else tries to make it about because they just can't accept that people don't like her. Because, you know, people like to make it about other things. Good example, as I always say on this channel, I like to give representations of women from various backgrounds of who I think is a true feminine energy, so you can get an idea of what I mean when I say feminine versus masculine, if you haven't watched my channel before. And again, it has nothing to do with hair length. It has nothing to do with that because that's a construct of our opinions. That's not true spiritual feminine masculine energy. And some women, depending their background, can't grow their hair that long. So to base it off of that isn't very, it doesn't even make any sense. So a good example of a woman with feminine energy, and I'll give various examples to compare to show you that female Leos are very masculine energy, but they look feminine, is, okay, so great example, feminine energy. Princess Diana, very feminine energy, female Cancer. That's a very feminine sign. You see, it goes by sign. And I always like to use her as an example because she's a great example. Princess Diana had short hair, a very feminine, oozed more femininity than Meghan has in her little finger. Same thing with Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. She's a Pisces. Very sweet, demure, feminine, very intuitive energy. Same thing with Rihanna. Feminine energy. You see the difference between that and Meghan? That's the difference between masculine and feminine energy. And it doesn't matter if Rihanna cuts her hair or Lupita doesn't have long hair. Feminine. Diana cut her hair, short hair. They're all actually women who either have or had short hair. See, to illustrate to you what true feminine versus masculine energy is. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that Meghan is more masculine energy, no matter how feminine she wants to look, like J-Lo. But the problem is, when they're with the wrong person, they completely dominate them. Just like when I dealt with male Leos as friends, I grew resentful, and actually a family member I used to clash with, because they tried to just totally take over and treat the Virgo like their little servant. Virgo does mean I serve, that is the meaning of our sign, but it doesn't mean we want to be an indentured servant or slave to somebody, essentially, like do their bidding all the time and listen to every freaking thing they say like they can step on us, because that's what Leos try to eventually do a lot of times to Virgos. The reason why I could so perceptively figure out Harry and Meghan's situation from the get-go is because I've dealt with Leos, and I'm a Virgo. He's a Virgo, he's dealing with a Leo. I knew it wouldn't be a good match based on their astrology. So that's what you see illustrated in that cover. You see her completely dominating him shrinking in the background and looking like a beta cuck. It basically looks like he's her bitch, for lack of a better word. I mean, I was laughing at it the other day because somebody brought it to my attention, and then I got all these recommended videos because I looked it up on my YouTube, and I just started laughing. I'm like, what a fucking narcissist she is. And then I'm like, and he's a little bitch. Why should we feel sorry for him? Honestly, I was laughing at the whole thing. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So I had to do a video on this. And, you know, unfortunately, his heart's breaking because he thought that this was a real love situation he wanted to move forward on, and he's feeling the karma, the judgment. He's feeling it. He's trying to balance what was in the past and what is in the future. He wants to keep his marriage. He knows William and the Queen are watching, and he knows that they're watching because they were very hurt by his decision, but he's feeling the pain and the desperation from his decision. So there you go. And he's still hoping that the world can look upon him favorably, but he feels uncertain with his decision. He's been feeling the presence of his mother more recently, and he feels like, did I really make the right choice? Did I really choose the right thing? Did I really, you know, go in the right direction, or was this all a big mistake? He is having those second thoughts now, guys. I picked this energy up off strongly from him now, and I wasn't before. I said, you know, when they were first married, I said, leave them alone. I was actually very nice. I said, you know, he's happy, he feels lucky. He's having second thoughts now. It was when he moved over here that he started having second thoughts, and he is really regretting some decisions he made. Of course, he doesn't regret their children. Who would? That's a horrible thing to say. Leave their kids out of it. However, he's regretting this woman who is dominating him, just like Wallace Simpson dominated, what was his name? Edward? She's like, if Wallace Simpson had passed away before she was born, you could say she's like the reincarnation of Wallace Simpson. But Wallace Simpson died after she was born, so she's not the reincarnation of her. Although I feel strongly she is the reincarnation of Anne Boleyn. And Henry VIII is not the reincarnation of Prince Harry. However, he's influencing Harry as a spirit guide. So I do believe she is directly connected to Anne Boleyn. That's my strong feeling from the beginning of this, because she's got that very alluring, but also kind of like dominatrix-y energy with him. And at first that could be appealing to him, right? Because he's got mommy issues psychologically, you know, as my background as a therapist. But that wears off once you get to know somebody and you're under their thumb, right? Because he is under her thumb. And that's exactly what they do. I have dealt with so many Leos. I had a good friend. It seems like they like Virgos for some reason, and Virgo after a while is like, get the fuck away from me. Pardon my language, I'm swearing so much, but when I do these readings, I get more into that assertive New York energy. But it's like, I just can't believe, it's amazing to me how much this is unraveling the way I saw it. Because it's like they want to basically take Virgo as their little pet to do the stuff for them. That's how they treat Virgos. I dealt with it before. I had a good friend who was a Leo who I had to keep at arm's length because he was demanding I go out and do activities with him all the time. And we were platonic friends. Like I said, it's never gone beyond kissing with any Leo I've ever known, because I couldn't stand them after a while. Because it's like, oh no, you're not going to dominate me, honey. No, that's not going to happen. I'm a Virgo. I flip-flop between the masculine and feminine energy. Virgo is a mutable sign, which means it can be both. Virgo tends to be more feminine energy, but it can also go into masculine because we're highly intellectual and analytical. Analytical is masculine, emotional is feminine. So it's very, very difficult for a Virgo, especially when we figure people out like Scorpio does. Scorpio does it more emotionally, Virgo does it more intellectually, but we're similar. Very difficult for us to stand somebody who's like, this is this way and that's it, and I'm the king and queen. Because we are the server, we're the nurse, we're the one who takes care of people, and we feel like we were taken advantage of. We feel like we're under somebody's thumb. Oh, that's when you start to get the Virgo passive aggression and then an explosion depending on what else is in the chart. And it's coming, people, it's coming. It hasn't happened yet with the two of them, but he is getting sick of it. He's getting sick of it. Her appeal is wearing off. And I feel like the reason she was actually after him is starting to unveil itself. And her ambitions are starting to unveil themselves. But now, her lying and her deceit, it's too late. He found out too late. And because he was so slow to act and really pay attention, so slow to act on William's advice and quick to act on his own inner intuition, which was, he thought she was the best thing since sliced bread. Now he's going to experience a loss, and that eventually will be a loss of and crumbling and dissolution of this marriage. I don't like doing these videos, guys, to be quite frank, because you know it's very negative. The two of them generate a very negative energy, and I pick up that energy whenever I do these videos and talks. I really don't like it, but because you guys love it, I love you. I wanted to do a video about this. And again, please be kind in the comment section. Do not mention her appearance. I'm going to delete that if you start doing things like that. It's very tasteless and insecure when women do that. Unless somebody attacks one person and says, oh, well, she looks older. And if you say, well, the other one probably had fillers, that's not really attacking appearance. That's making a valid point. So, you know, it is what it is. Like the comments that people often make, like, Kate's so much older looking. It's like, yeah, but she didn't get fillers pumped into her face like Meghan did, allegedly. So, you know, that's not making fun of appearance. That's just stating a reality. Making fun of is like saying she's ugly, or, you know, you think looks fat or something like that. I'm not going to tolerate that kind of comment in the section, okay? Just so you know. If you want to get your Halloween readings, or you want to get your full moon readings, because they do spells readings, incantations, spirit channelings, all of that stuff, life coaching, whatever, view the website, but also email me for more information at naomitarot1199@gmail.com. I want you to email me mostly. You can look at the website too, but I'm going to be doing construction on the website next month, so get used to the email. All right? Thanks so much for watching. Mwah. Bright blessings. Bye.